On a national coaster tour, it's really easy to get caught up with all the big parks in our country. But if you know where to look, sometimes the best days and even legends can be found in the most obscure of locations. Well, hey everybody, this is Greenbean back with another stop from our national full-time coaster tour. This time we're coming to you from Virginia, where we found a gem of a place right in Fredericksburg, Virginia, where not only did we have a fantastic day, but we were able to spend time with one of the forefathers of the coaster enthusiast realm, Mr. Clint Novak. And this was a great find because we heard about this place and we knew that there was a coaster credit there, but I was not aware from afar that I'd be able to stumble upon somebody that I've been watching for literally years, and that was super cool. We're going to get to that interview in just a few minutes. As I take you around, this is one of those places that you have both the arcade games and indoor rides, outdoor batting cages, go-karts, mini golf, rides, all that stuff. You can see here they have the tickets where you go to that prize wall. Extensive prizes and extensive games to get the tickets. They also had laser tag and all that. Now, as far as these places go, these are scattered throughout the country, these types of amusement parks, let's call them. This was probably one of the best that we had come across so far. Look at that. Connect 4 with basketball. It's incredible. So this one was larger, more entailed. Look at the go-karts here. They were one of those 3-level go-karts, and you'll see I had to take my daughter with me, and the boy thought he was going to be able to take his father on it at the go-kart track, but you know I wasn't going to let that happen. Not with my daughter sitting shotgun anyway. So these go-karts ended up being pretty fast for go-karts. I'll let you listen. So you'll see here, this is where I let him think he actually had a shot at beating me. This was just before I turned on the afterburners and took it home for the little girl. But as we walk around this place, you can see they have tilt-a-whirls and scramblers and all the carnival rides that are really fun for the younger kids and even some adults. I gotta tell you, I love a good tilt-a-whirl. And they had the other go-kart track here, which was right next to the batting cages. They also had mini golf, which was just across the midway here from the batting cages. But I gotta say, as you look at the bowling alley that's also in here, this place was quite extensive. Some of these are pretty fun, but they're kind of small and they have everything sort of compact. FunLand of Fredericksburg had everything. It was really spread out. Look at this, the world's largest Pac-Man. Look what they did to our older games like Pac-Man and Space Invaders over the years. Look at these things. You'll see in a second they have a 4-player Pac-Man where you team up against the ghost. Never in a million years could I have thought that this is what Pac-Man was going to turn into. But they have it next to the Connect 4 machine. I'm telling you, this place is a blast. And you also can get pizza and burgers and fries and everything that you want at the snack bar here. Look, nice and roomy. But while you can have all the fun that you hope to have at an amusement park such as this, hidden behind the walls, or maybe even lurking around, you will find one of the forefathers, one of the originators of the coaster enthusiast world on YouTube and in podcasts, Mr. Clint Novak, a member of the In the Loop crew, as well as a host of the Ride With Us podcast, which is the official podcast of ACE, American Coaster Enthusiast. So we're going to get to the coaster in a little bit, but first I want to show you our interview with the man himself. Clint Novak. If you don't know who he is, you got to get your head checked. If you're in the coaster world and you don't know who this is, something's wrong. But literally speaking, I have watched your video before I've gone to every park on our tour and even for years because of In the Loop.
Wow. All right. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. The thing I'm really most interested in, because I kind of fell into this world myself very organically, I've always wondered, how did it start for you? Because you were kind of a forefather. There wasn't as much out there to inspire. So how did you get started with the idea for In the Loop?
Well, I definitely don't think we were the first people to be coaster enthusiasts, because I mean the ACE and all of that stuff was definitely well on track by the time I came along. And at the time I was living in Minnesota, so it's like Coasters was Valley Fair, and that was it. I was like, what's past Valley Fair? Nothing, you know.
Right.
So the nearest park after Valley Fair was Chicago, was Six Flags Great America down there. And, you know, after college or during college, friends of mine, we saw Millennium Force being built. And we're like, we got to go ride that. And so the 2000, we went out to Cedar Point. We did a couple days there. It was not long enough. And we became, you know, coaster enthusiasts. And then kind of built from there. You know, I started rollercoasterclint.com because I thought, you know, and this was late 90s, early 2000s, you know, I thought, oh, I'm the only person who's nuts about these things. And that was obviously wrong.
Yeah, then you find out.
There's other people who've been nuts about it way before you. And it just kind of grew. You know, we went from coastercrew.com or from Roller Coaster Clint to the Minnesota crew, and then very quickly to the Coaster crew. And that's where In the Loop, you know, spawned as well. So it was all just that kind of love of coasters.
Yeah.
And you know, the YouTube channel is one of those things that just kind of, you know, one day we were sitting around, you know, we put up like 10 videos a year, maybe 10 years ago. And then one time we're like, let's do 30 videos in the next 30 days.
Wow.
And from that point on, it was just like wildfire. Like we just kept dumping content into it. And really, I mean, I don't have a lot to do with it anymore. It's really the legend, you know, and those guys, Andrew, Drew the intern,
right,
and those guys who have really taken it on and have been doing a lot of the stuff. And I just kind of peek in every so often and put a video up whenever I can, because I'm always here.
Yeah. And how long have you been here? We're at the Fredericksburg FunLand. Did I say that right?
Yep, FunLand of Fredericksburg.
Yeah. How long have you been here?
It's been about 6 years, but I've only been the GM for about 5 years now. So.
Now, as far as In the Loop goes, is there any theme park? Are there any theme parks that you guys haven't covered? Because I mean, I see all the different people and all that. Like you said, you have different like.
And we all have kind of our wish list too. I mean, some of us have gone to places that others haven't. Legend, he's traveled all over the place, especially the U.S. I mean, every month he's on a different trip at least. And so there's a lot of different parks that I haven't been to that the guys have been to, and vice versa. Well, okay, there's probably not a lot that I have been to that they haven't. You know, I think maybe Fantasy Island, which is now closed, maybe I've got that feather in my cap or something.
There you go.
Yeah, there's not a lot of places that, you know, most of us haven't been to. So California, I haven't done since Tatsu opened. So that's been a long time, so I need to get out there. And just, you know, there's so much that we want to do. My wife, who's a coaster enthusiast as well, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I've done that she hasn't, California, for example. So there's a lot of stuff that we want to do as well. So
yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. There's always more to do. And then the places that you haven't been to, I mean, that you have been to, they change. We got Velocicoaster down south. Every year there's new cool stuff.
Yeah.
So as far as Ace, you have an affiliation with Ace, right? Don't you?
Yeah.
You do the podcast?
I am the, I'll say the co-host of the Ace podcast, Ride With Us. Chris Roberry. And so
which I listen to all the time, man.
Oh, well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Love it.
Yeah, we have fun doing it. So it's once a month, it's like getting together with an old friend and chatting about stuff. And me and Chris really haven't known each other that long either. So we really met through the podcast. They were looking for somebody. I was like, hey, I got podcast experience because we did In the Loop for like 10 years.
Yeah. So. The reason that I like you is because I can feel the genuine excitement. That's what I always feel like when I hear you. I feel like you're legit, like you're not somebody doing this to try to convey something. You're just doing it.
We're not in it with any agenda.
Right.
We just want to share our love of coasters.
Yeah, that's why I like you, man. Is there a coaster or maybe a park that you find to be your absolute favorite?
Well, King's Dominion is my home park, so if I said anything other than that, my wife would yell at me. But Cedar Point is like my if I could go anywhere kind of park. That's the park I love the most.
And what's the crown of the jewel?
Well, Millennium
Jewel
Force.
Of the crown.
Yeah, Millennium Force. But then again, Steel Vengeance is pretty crazy too.
Yeah,
so,
I haven't been yet.
Yeah, so all of that stuff, I really enjoy Cedar Point altogether as a park. And if it's not Cedar Point, if I could move somewhere and live somewhere, it'd be Florida. I just, you know, I love the atmosphere down there. I love being able to go to the parks year round. They don't have the thrills that the other parks have, but I still enjoy all of the stuff that's happening down there.
Yeah, I mean, it's been picking up too.
Oh, yeah.
With like Iron Gwazi and Velocicoaster and then Hagrid's before. I still miss the Dragon coasters down there.
And if it wasn't for the pandemic, I mean, think of how far along we would be with the new Universal Park and all of the other projects that probably got shelved. It's going to be very interesting to see where we go from here.
Yeah. So one last question. You have any advice for a family like us trying to see it all?
Wow. Well, I mean, you're living the dream. I have to go to work every day. I'm lucky I just work at a place I really like, you know. You got the RV. You guys are going around and just doing that. And, you know, I'm jealous. You know, I really am. It's like, how many times have people thought about the idea of, oh, let's just do it and go and do it.
We sold our house, and like, what was it, a week after we closed on our house, the country shut down.
It was a day.
A day.
Oh, wow.
So it was like all of a sudden, you know, we had this great plan of 40 parks.
Would you still do it again?
Absolutely.
Let's say it was a week later, the pandemic shuts everything down, would you still be doing it?
Well, we had the plan to do this. We had 40 parks on our docket for the year. We ended up making it to 6, which pushed us into more state parks and all that sort of stuff. Looking back, I wouldn't change a thing.
Okay.
I wouldn't change a thing. It was other than we thought, and which it usually is. You know, you have an idea of what something's going to be, and it's never that way.
Yeah.
But I think now, this year, we're excited. We're actually going to begin the coaster tour.
Wow,
Last
okay.
year, we just passed a year on the road, a week ago, 3-4 days ago. So it's been incredible. But look, man, I thank you for your time. You've truly inspired me, and I appreciate you sending me all shucks about you're jealous of me. It makes me feel good. But honestly, I appreciate your time, man, and I just hope that you keep doing what you're doing. I love the podcast. You've inspired me with your channels, and I thank you for your time, man.
Oh, no problem.
Truly.
It's great to meet you guys.
Yeah, I look forward to riding your coaster here and getting that credit.
We are 30 minutes away from lunchtime, so woo!
Awesome, man. Well, thanks again.
No problem.
What a great guy Clint Novak is. I'm going to put all the information on where you can find him and see him in the description of this video. But now let's talk about their coaster. This is one of those newer SBF Visa spinning models. You're starting to see more and more of these built because, quite frankly, there's a lot of bang hidden inside of this little guy. So these are able to be placed in obviously smaller locations, but right here, this is pretty intense. Woo! I mean, it's definitely not Millennium Force or anything like that, but the coaster packs a little bit more of a punch than you're ready for, and you'll hear lots of laughter around this type of coaster. So they have this one inside. We were able to ride it a couple times. It's a blast. I like to take these videos and show you all the angles. Look at this guy, but look at the theming of it. It's always so cute. This coaster, it's really a good time, and we had a blast at FunLand of Fredericksburg and meeting with Clint. We're so grateful for the opportunity, but I want to take a second and remind you that you can like and subscribe to this channel to follow our national coaster tour, where we attempt to ride all 770 roller coasters in the United States of America. We have Knoebels and Hershey Park and the Jersey Shore and Great Adventure all coming up soon, so keep watching, and we hope you stick around.